Welcome to Writers on the Air, a show dedicated to all writers and poets. My name is Linda Schell, and I'm your host this week while Linda Wright is on vacation at her sister's home. We are coming to you this morning live on Facebook. Our show also airs on Sundays at 3:04 on WKDW Radio 97.5 FM, and it streams at kdwradio.com. Thank you to RJ Malloy, our station manager, and Marie LaBrosse, who texts for us, since we can no longer meet at the radio station due to COVID. For questions and donations, please contact the radio station at 941-564-8738. We are a 501c-3 nonprofit community radio. If you would like to submit your essay or poetry, try to keep it at no more than 3 minutes in length. Please contact me, lshell2@verizon.net. And you can see my email address going across the bottom of the screen. And now for a show, and I'm going to start off with one from RJ Malloy, our station manager and owner. It's called on Yates. Am I pronouncing his name correctly? Jump in if I'm not. He's a famous poet. I am sitting here among the racks of books reading William Butler Yeats, seeking time away, time alone, and tears stream from my eyes. My heart pounds in my chest. Is this my dream or the truth? For sure, these are not the hands of my youth, but not yet the hands of my old age. I flex them, stretching the fingers to assure myself that it is so. For sure, it's just the cold in the air that makes the joints ache. There is time left. There is still time left. The days are still long enough, but I grow old among dreams. Thank you very much, RJ. And I'm going to throw this to Carol Katanga. Carol, what do you have for us?
I have two short poems that are related to each other, and I'd like to read them.
Sure.
One is about my granddaughter, Megan Noel, and the other is about her child, my great-grandson, Max.
Okay.
Okay, so to Megan Noel, my first granddaughter, miniature baby grand, spills tones in music's language soft and sweet, echoing your little word like the sound of angels winging. You whisper Nani and open for me a world brand new. Oh, the sound brushes against my eyelashes. The first time you call me, the sky breaks its silence. Nani, little person captures my heart. Two hearts find each other and hug. What a joy, what a gift. I'm exhilarated, jumping for joy, elated. Contain myself? I cannot. My name is grandmother, blessed beyond measure.
Yes.
Now, this is to my great-grandchild, Max. Do you know great-grandma thinks of you from morning until night? She prays the Lord will keep you safe and never out of sight. She prays his angels guard your steps while happy at school or at play, and always keep you in his care at night and through the day. She often prays because she knows surprises arise on some days, and things we never think of happen in the strangest ways. Ask God, she says, to guard your mind, the right decision to make, and ask him to watch over you each and every day. She prays you'll come to know Jesus and hold his hand real tight because you are his child and he loves you with all his might.
Okay. Thank you so much, Carol. That's very nice. Thank you, Grandma Carol.
Okay.
All right. Alan, what do you have for us?
Um,
What happened to Alan? He's muted. Okay, I'm going to go to Emma. Oh, here it comes.
now I'm
Alan,
on.
now we can hear you. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear
Yes,
you.
this is a turkey telling his tale. Those birds that have become so popular in the meat markets today now. It's called Turkey Trot. On social days, we strut our pen. Big Tom plays alpha male again. Most of his brothers live close by. They're often chosen. I wonder why. We girls like to look our best, but these Toms present a larger breast. Holidays, our bittersweet, and human needs for festive meat. My friends and I will join the line, but we'll be hanging by our feet. Assassins hold their final gift. Make it sharp, make it swift. Then whirling belts and spinning leathers tear at us and strip our feathers. A wielding worker with no grace will open up a terrible place. To complete his task, the gory lout will dump our steaming entrails out. We're washed, then dried with care. Our necks are stuffed, you know where. A paper bag, I now emote, of liver and heart stuff our throat. That U-shape, crafted from a bale, secures our ankles to our tail. Finally, it's quite a drag when sealed inside this plastic bag, tagged and dated in a trice. Another stamp displays our price. Distribution will expand, delivering us across this land. So when you sit to celebrate and someone helps you fill a plate, be grateful. Things could be much worse. You didn't write this turkey verse. Just think of us, what we went through. We did it all just for you.
That is so perfect for Thanksgiving. Thank you. I love it. Okay. Okay. Emma. Emma is our hostess with the mostest when we're not doing COVID. And we hope we'll be back at the end of September. But in the meantime, we're here with virtually. What do you have for us, Emma?
Well, actually, I'm going to read one by different people that can't be here today. Okay.
Okay.
And these I always read their poems. Okay.
Okay.
So the first one I'm going to read is by Isolde Hunter. We call her Izzy. It's called Ribbons of Lace. Buttons of pearl, ribbons of lace, fragments of lives past time and place. These speak of women, demure and restrained, women today, now strong and contained. We are aware of our equal gifts. We know what's fair, controlled power shifts. Still, love to nature, though we can now rule, ribbons of lace do not make a fool. Very good, Izzy. I like that a lot.
Thank you.
I am now going to read one by Mike Neville. And this is called Before I Found You. I have had pretty girls hold on my arm before. I've had wanting women come knock at my door. I have been asked, would you marry me, please? From a sweetheart down on her knees. I have left a trail of the brokenhearted. I could follow them back to where it all got started. I've seen the world through roaming eyes. I lived a life I never tried to hide. I was out there having myself a good time, not looking for one woman to be mine. I've seen the world through roaming eyes. I lived a life I never tried to hide. That was all before I found you. And for your love, there is nothing I wouldn't do. I'd wrestle a bear with only one hand, walk barefoot on the hot desert sand. You came along and you captured my heart. This is where my new life is going to start. Now I swear all my love to you. Darling, you can be sure what I say is true. I swear there will be no more roaming around. With your love, I'm ready to settle down. I say goodbye to that life I once knew. That was my life before I found you. Oh, I love that. Mike,
Shall we ask Mike if he wants to put that in writing and sign off?
like, what do they call that when you get married?
A prenuptial or whatever you call
prenup.
it. Yeah.
Now I have one I'm going to read by Sheila Colquhoun. This is I'm a Little Bit of Everything by Sheila Colquhoun, our friend from Scotland. I had a shock one sunny morning, right before my lunch break was due. My DNA results came in the mail, and I'm wondering if it's true. It said you have DNA from the British Isles. I've even seen DNA from Spain. There's lots of Scandinavian in your blood, so there's no need to complain. We even found some German and a small amount of Italian, too. And here I always thought that I was Scottish through and through. I have grandparents who came from the Shetland Isles. That's where the Vikings used to raid. One of them left a gift of their DNA. That's been passed down to this day. There's also a little French and Irish. Someone's also collected along the way. It's been a shock, I can tell you, and that's all I have to say. I know the
Isn't that
feeling.
the truth?
It's
If
true.
you've
Yes.
ever,
I did.
some people have really, really been shocked.
Yes. We were always told that we came from the American Indians, and we always believed it. And my brother got it a DNA done, and he wrote to me and he said, "Look, not one Indian, so forget it." And he signed it Tonto.
I love it.
I'm going to read one that I wrote, just one. It's
Okay.
this is for me and my sister Janet, Emma and Janet. My sister and I are growing older. We are grandmothers watching the world anew through the eyes of our beloved grandchildren, sharing our past mistakes and glories. They listen and learn as we did so long ago at the feet of our grandparents. We can rely on them to remember us with kindness and to immortalize us by sharing our memories with generations yet to come. Okay, and I would like to, if you do, you want to turn the mic over to Dobie Pasco?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'll read something while he's getting situated. And I'm going to read something by Scott, who can't be with us today. It's called Eddie Arnold. The country corner sang a sad song. If we could only forget our yesterdays, find a way to stop and get off this mad merry-go-round. Today, I saw the world finally go away, but every single one had nowhere to turn. The world was made for shoulders, to hoist our problems above our lives, above ourselves. You cannot stop a wrecking ball. Make the world go away. Say the things we used to say, nor can we stop the spread once it has gone viral. The hoax, the heat, the thought, the prayer, the third world is everywhere. A shithole in time is your home and mine, with no tissue to wipe away the strain of the arrogant, the bane of this rant. The hoarders, the boarders, the society, the anxiety, gripping all of life on this dark day, distancing themselves from themselves. Monday certainly felt most manic. We are in a full-blown pandemic panic. I saw the world go away today. Markets crashed with empty shelves. We must protect ourselves from everyone else. Our circle must be closed until further notice. That's if we do as they have told us. Eddie croons for a place that no longer exist. We cannot say the things we once did. We made the world go away, and now we must live without. Thank you, Scott. I think that your poem almost feels as if it was written recently with Cuba and Afghanistan, the fires in California, Haiti. Okay. All right, Dobie, are you up and running?
Yes, I am. I wore my spam t-shirt today because I've been getting so many spams on email and phone calls. So I thought I'd wear my spam t-shirt.
We relate.
Okay, you know how that goes. This is
Mhm.
called I Want to Drive a Brand New Studebaker. I want to drive a brand new Studebaker, the kind that looks the same from the front and the back. As music pours through the brown shingle doors, Friday night dance at Angel's Casino, Skinny Del Sinchak, Eddie and Band in red plaid sport coats are good, but never were comfortable playing rock and roll. Hell, they're a polka band. Play rock and roll only because that's the only way to make music pay these days. Sweet apple cider down in the well. My cousin Ida, she'll never tell. Run home from school just in time to dream dance with Franny Giordano on American Bandstand. Next day by the new 45s, by the Clovers, Penguins, and Doves. Hear Elvis Presley sing Hound Dog for the very first time. Everything will be fine if I can only drive a shiny red Studebaker over the Slackwater Bridge before they build the new dam.
Thank you, Dobie.
Just do one
Okay,
with that.
I'm going to take it from you, Dobie, and we'll come back to you.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks.
You bet. I had someone who submitted a poem to me and he wanted to be anonymous. So I honor that. And I promised I'd read it today. It's called Glasses. Can't see far without them. Others see far, but not close. Glasses give people the opportunity to see clearer than before. Some use them for reading, others for everyday use. Once you have a pair, you notice them everywhere. That's what makes them ordinary. Different styles, shapes, and colors. A whole wide variety of glasses to seem to make them unique. They are just ordinary. Only thing that makes them unique are the prescriptions, either strong, weak, or fake. Blind as a bat without them, sharp-eyed like a vulture with them. Glasses are ordinary objects in everyday life, but helpful to those who cannot see. And I thank you, Anonymous. And send us some more, please. Now, I got to read one here from Steve Lind. It's called The Deeper Half. I look at the picture and my dimensional face comes from out of the play, wearing a mask like a Shakespearean ghost with something prophetic to say, whispering behind the billowing clouds, once ancient and far away, for those who only remember me in the bits and pieces that comprise a structural fray. I ride like a phantom on an obstacle course through the smoke and confusion that inspires my haunted horse. The depth of my meaning floats on these words like the mystical signals emitted from a flock of auspicious birds. Half of it is camouflage, but the deeper half shines like a light through the gruesome sea of darkness that envelops your precious flight. Half of my message is science, and the deeper half is my art, shrouded in clouds that profoundly endow the deeper half of my heart. Thank you very much, Steve. We appreciate that. And I want to throw this back to Carol. Carol, do you have another one for us?
Warm. And I wrote it for Kathleen Hartman for her pastel that was displayed in the gallery. Get Inspired by Something Old, and in the Northport Art Center. And her pastel is called Afternoon Tea. Warmth. Hospitality fills the air, laughter chatting everywhere. Outside on the lanai, the hostess sets grandmother's Wedgwood teacups and fleur-de-lis silverware. Delicate pink linen napkins adorn the tablecloth to cheer and add warmth. Butter-colored daffodils complement the table with a dash of anticipation, all to celebrate each lady's arrival. Cozy, stress-free mood, and the sun shining through the shared drapery. Lighthearted or anxious, each guest gathers because she wants to be there, holding the warm cup in both hands, pushing away the noise of life, listening to soft voices, gladdened by the company of friends. Sweet pleasures from the table, savored honey delights, pleasing thoughts. Friends so happy, sharing time long awaited. No one's wondering about tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Carol. Okay. Alan, what do you
Yeah.
have?
I have a piece I'd like to read of a past friend. She was part of our Heritage Oak writers group. She was visually challenged, so I always read her work for her. I've got one piece here. It's by Evelyn Loafer, and she calls it Body Language. It is not so very often there's a poem about a coffin, but think of the obese fatties, 500 pounds of boobs and patties. However will they fit? Will they lie or maybe sit in the standard size box with its hinges and its locks? I fear the cover will not close. So dice them or slice them or snip off the nose. Condense them, immense men, cut off their toes. Morticians beware, better take care. When you sign up a client, make sure he is pliant. So with pushes and squeezes and a few oh be Jesus, you'll get the corpse in. So resort to the sin of slicing off morsels to fit in the torsos. When caskets are larger, they surely will charge you. Elegant times become buses. Elegant limos become buses to handle overstuffed pluses. 'Twill be a new day in the burial way. That was Evelyn's.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I enjoyed that. Okay, Emma, we're going to go back to you. What do you have? You got some
Well,
more folks who could be on today.
yes, I have one here by Linda R. Wright, and Linda is still on her little vacation. She should be back soon, so we miss her. And Linda wrote this about me. Dear Mr. Gable, she sat by the window, daydreaming, just wanting someone to love her, admiring a cardinal in all its ruby red glory, perched alone on a naked crabapple branch, next to the back alley, amid buds hinting of new life. An excitable child, gifted, full of such promise, like that other girl, basically emotionally unnourished for her exceptional uniqueness, unfathomed in those bygone days of unquenchable thirst for attention, recognition, and love, singing softly to herself, or perhaps that red cardinal, her only audience. She bared her empty soul over the years, singing to a tune of her own, with love in abundance shared to all that escaped her in her youth. She gifted the world, pressed between pages of memories to be read forever by those who have a mind to. For as I sit by my window reading her captive words, I'm singing, Emma, you made me love you. Isn't she sweet? Linda, I love you.
I'll
And
miss Linda too.
now, should I do one more by Izzy and Mike?
Let's go around again and try to catch you. I'd like to put Dobie on, and while he's coming on, I'll read from Scott. And
All
then
right.
we'll come back to you.
And then I'll do some
Okay.
more of those. Okay.
Right.
Ready?
Okay. It's called, while we're waiting for Dobie, I'll read the rabbit hole. A thread was pulled. from the hem of my coat. I am frayed, unraveling. My stitch has come home. Those soft green eyes were smiling. Last I saw you years ago. Hit and miss this game. You fell into the deep, broken. Are you happier? Was there a rapture? Was your soul sanctified? Was there a letter? It's all over now. All but the crime. Thank you, Scott. I think we've all gone through that. Okay, we're going to go back to Dobie.
Okay, thank you, Linda. This is called Vultures in the Dead Tree. Vultures in the dead tree, the old pine, knocking the branches down. They make such an unpleasant sound, a ruffle or fluffle, most unpleasant. The branches did not fall on me, I escaped, but picked them up, threw one at the lonesome bird above me. I missed, but the lone bird left, flew to another dead tree across the street. Once he was away, the singing began. I could not spot the warbler or even identify the species. Cardinal, mockingbird, songbird for sure, singing so forcefully, so beautifully, as if to say that there are more than vultures in the world. We sing and continue to sing, reminding us the world is full of beauty. Listen.
Thank you very much, Dobie. I enjoyed that. Okay, I'm going to read one from John Perlow. It's called Telemachus Needs a Father. Generation X is only a decided upon symbol like 8 programmed into the equation, greased up denominators. Have them die and go to statistics? Enough said about living with mom, her obscene suitors. For the sake of memory or mythology, collected or not, a boy needs a father, and computers will never change this. I don't care, they say heaven waits out there for us like the love boat. What can we do but try harder to better all this is right now? What Telemachus needed from Poseidon was truth and beauty, not a choice between the two. How Father Audacious split this atom is how we have failed at Homer's lesson and why our children cower before strange lights. A boy needs a father who will take him by hand when the drumming music begins in the bones, telling him he is right to crush the ant, gild the butterfly in golden dreams, while remaining motionless during a still night, bullfrogs answering, unseen, all questions. A father who holds his son on his thigh will look him in the eye as their statures grow together, one straight as pine, the other curving like frost-laden vines. Fathers and boys are meant to travel together, nor not apart, even in war, nor separate, even in commerce, because there is no real difference between them but years. When his son is born, a man enters the higher fold, where rams have shining fleeces, and wolves fear to tread, knowing part of Zeus's thunder, his own is split umbilical blood. As he toasts his good luck, another is at his back with a hook, saying, "Get off the stage. It's my turn to make the shots. Drink them down, shoot that gun, fall in love, and do it all over again." When his son is born, war has just begun. The Trojans have performed a sacrilege by Helen and Tom. And behold, there is a boy who favors both. When his son is born and the sunset isn't far away, and no matter where a father might hide, he is always searching for him. And I thank you, John. And we're going to circle back to Carol. If you've got one, Carol.
I do.
Great.
I have one called The Beauty of the Countryside, and I wrote this for Simone Smith, the artist who had her painting called Age and Beauty in the Northport Art Center. The beauty of the countryside. Yes, it's the same long-standing home we love so well. so pleasant as we enter, surrounded by ferns and the bright red flowers and grass with the fresh scent of welcome. Stunning against its setting, isn't it? Nothing less than nature's finest, a dazzling array of color to enchant us once again. The beauty of the countryside and the beauty of the home. Amazing the way it covers any reminder of needed repair. The house is warm inside, a family with warm hearts too for each other. The wooden fence will last another year or two till one of the kids comes down from Connecticut to fix it. Until then, we'll celebrate birthdays and continue to love each other.
About home. Thank you so much, Carol. Okay, Alan.
Yes. Okay. I left Connecticut and came south. Hence, trading for water birds.
Okay.
New England songbirds, they're probably still there. Sadly, I left them when moving south to Florida. A mini banana bunch of goldfinches tugging thistle seed bags. Bluebirds flitting from post to post, pestered by tree swallows. Now it's cattle egrets, like porcelain, searching, stepping, daintily as if on broken crystal, till they strike. Moorhens paddle from patch to patch, finding tasty morsels. The great blue heron, a doorstop, stands surveying the scene. Did Boeing study wood stalks in their short field landings, their legs thrust forward, black trailing wing flaps canopied, the curved beaks of an ibis flock busily piercing sod on our front lawn, probably helping to dethatch it? Over there, sandhill cranes mime garden ornaments, dignified. And in a flurry, a coot escapes an alligator dental trap. Long, dopey-faced pelicans and others semicircle behind me and my bait bucket, like patient children waiting for a handout.
Nature. Thank you, Alan. By the way, are you a bird watcher, Alan?
Yes, I do enjoy birds, yes. Of all kinds, British birds and American birds.
And American birds?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that. Okay. Emma, you've
Yes.
got some more from some folks.
Yes, I do. I'm going to read another one by Isolde Hunter. And this is called On Good Health. My doctor advised me to eat more spinach, but I wasn't looking for muscles. Dietitians reported great value in mushrooms. I'm just not a fan of those truffles. Health magazines toted garlic and onions. I've avoided these so many moons. Cause to my dismay, they keep friends away. I'll depend on the power of prunes. She's good. That was Izzy.
What a
And
sense of humor.
Yes, she does. And I'm going to read another by Mike Neville. And I love kissing you. We can always depend on Mike for a good romantic poem. I love kissing you on a moonlit night. I'll always kiss you after a fight. I love kissing you in the morning sun. Kissing you, sweetheart, is always so much fun. There's nothing you can do or say or do to make me want to run away from you. I'll love you, my sweetheart, in the strongest way. I'll love you till my dying day. Way back in the day when I was young, I did plenty of things I thought were fun. I rode a horse, a motorcycle too, but nothing compares to the fun I have with you. You're the one that brings a smile to my heart. When we're not together, we're never apart. Your love, your kiss gives me a thrill. You're the one I love and I always will. I'm so happy I saved my love for you. Finding your love was long overdue. I'll love you, my sweetheart, in the strongest way. I love you more and more every day. I love kissing you on a moonlit night. I'll always kiss you after a fight. I love kissing you in the morning sun. Kissing you, sweetheart, is always so much fun. You're the one that brings a smile to my heart. When we're not together, we are never apart. Your love, your kiss gives me a thrill. You're the one I love, and I always will. It's beautiful. Mike's poems actually are become songs, and he
I
has
was gonna, yeah,
with his.
that is real. I really like that.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
And you
And
could, and it's a chorus. You can
mhm,
see that it can be turned into a song. So it's great.
absolutely.
Yes. Now, I have one more here by Linda Wright. Okay, and this is called
Sure.
Once. Once. She walks through barren streets, no glance or acknowledgement of passerby. Her reflection not seen in store windows, aged now in grime and confusion, only hinting that once mirrored look. Her feet bare, loose fitting clothes torn, tangled mass of matted hair covering once porcelain skin, haunted dull eyes urgently search for the past. A lonely tear escapes upon a dry, cracked cheek, that lush green oasis once abundant with nature's own, where deep blue seas sang in the glory of their own Atlantis. Life of all degrees providing above and below Earth's surface, now empty of existence, stagnant smells of decay replacing the bloom of life, where fresh air no longer can be drawn into the lungs. She searches still where quiet is the new normal. No singing on the winds, as God's tears can cry no longer. Walking in circles, staring at remnants of what was. She hopes, for after all, hope is all that is left. Well, that. Okay,
That's
Linda,
very nice.
thanks a lot. You really depressed me good that time. I'm only going to read one quick one of mine, and then
Sure.
I'm out of here. I
And then
mean,
we'll get Dobie on after you.
okay,
Okay?
sure. I wrote this after I had gotten so many turn downs from all the publishers and agents. I wrote this poem.
We
Final
feel your
words.
pain. Okay.
Final words. The vow to myself is at hand, forced upon me by the latest rejection of my work. After the tears came relief with the knowledge I will never again be whipped by faceless judges who have so callously thrown my soul upon the heap of the disposed. I will rest my burning desire to write the words that lie unread by the eyes of those that cannot create. I now vow to keep the words of my soul silent and pray for contentment. I haven't really stopped writing though. Okay, so we're
You
going
can't.
to come back. Dobie's going.
Right. And while Dobie's getting settled, I'll mention to grandparents and parents out there, if you're listening, if you have a creative child, you're more than welcome to send me their work and I'll read it. Now, if it were summertime, they could come on the air, but I know they're in school right now. And when we go back to Common Grounds, hopefully at the end of September, they could come on the show because we're going to be aired on the show on Sundays when we go back to Common Grounds. So here's one from Steve Lind. And he says, Streets of Lisbon. I'll meet you back at our favorite table in Lisbon for some wine. We'll have sourdough bread and cheese again and laugh about good times. We'll watch the wind kick up the past. We know now it goes fast. And all those things you take for granted that somehow never last. We'll see old friends like spies again, walking streets we used to know, turning into darkened shadows around the corners as they go. And no one will remember us, but the candles will still glow, because we're the ones who tempted fate, and none will ever know. Well, thank you, Steve. That just takes me to the streets of Lisbon. I appreciate. Okay, Dobie, what do you have for us?
Then I have two short ones. If I could read the second one, because it's about people being sick. The first one
Okay,
is called,
sure.
is very short. Okay, thanks. It's called Social Life. How's your social life these days? Not bad. About half past nothing. After a day when everything smelled like popcorn and names sounded like bubbles in a bathtub, I lay my burden down for the resurrection. The night was so bright, the stars were only softer spots of white in the blue background. How you doing? What are you doing? Sleeping, sleeping, sleeping.
Okay.
And this is for anybody who may have been or is sick right now. It's called 8 feet. Sick, your world shrinks to 8 feet. The path from the bed to the bath, hanging onto walls, each trip an excursion, each return a destination. Yet hope, treatment, medicine, and faith will soon have you stepping out again, we hope. Thank you.
Thank you, Dobie. Okay. I would like to remind folks that we're looking for texts to get us on the air when we go back to the show in September. Emma, did you want to say
I'm
something?
sorry. I left Sheila Colhoun out of the
Oh,
last one, and
well,
she's good enough to mail me her work.
yes, she does. Let's take
Yes.
care of Sheila.
Okay. Thanks.
You bet.
A Mother's Sad Goodbye by Sheila Colhoun. My son, you have taken with you all my flowering hope of future years. On your birthday, how I will weep, knowing that never again will I hear you call me mother. How will I bear it when I see young children playing, when none of them will ever be yours? Never again to see your smiles, your laughter, your beauty, you who I know will never walk this earth again. God, I ask you, why this waste? We showered him with love and care. Is there such a thing as fate? 1 second's inattention in his car, too late, too late. Lay him here to rest, covered in earth. She is a mother too. Flowers from friends, faith only from you. Jesus promised that someday in heaven, son, joyfully we will meet again with you. That's
Thank you, Emma.
unbelievable. Yes, that was by Sheila Colvin. Okay, I'm back to you.
Back to me? Okay. I've got a short one from Scott. It's called Feels Like Home. Herons and bobcats make for the finest of neighbors. We share the same river, the same address. We live above the water, under the clouds, living our best lives together. We bask in the solitude of a sun-soaked porch, walk on the pier, watch lights aglow. We drive the bridge to a paradise, also known as home. Okay. Thank you, Scott. Okay, when I was mentioning that we need techs, I didn't say that we will train. You don't have to have any experience. It's a volunteer position. We're looking for several because we don't want to put the onus all on one person to be available every Sunday. We want to be able to have the people trade spots. And the techs are always welcome to send us poems too and participate with us. Okay, Carol, do you happen to have one?
Ones. One is called Bliss and the other is Wisps of Love.
Okay.
Bliss. A love enfolding, champagne bubbling, embrace occasion. Cooing caresses melting against the cool night's song. Captivating moments in the morning sun. Passions surge, then soften. A man and a woman in love, their romance slipping into a sleepy purr. Wisps of love. Kites flying high, soaring skyward. Two happy little kites dancing, entwined then free-falling. Dancing earthward, only to reach again lazily toward the heavens, like you and me. In sheer naked abandon, entwined, untwined, entwined again and again. Loving you, loving me, At night in your arms you squeeze me and caress me at dawn, as though for the first time, looking into those hazel eyes. As you press your love into mine, I remain madly in love with your love for me and crazy about you, darling.
Carol, have you ever published?
I have, yeah, I send them to some magazines, and they do take some.
Did they take that one?
I didn't, send it, but maybe I will.
I think you should.
Okay.
I think you should. My
Thank
goodness.
you.
You're
Thank
more than
you.
welcome. On one stanza that I heard you say on one of the poems was a loving purr. I thought that just you identify with that moment, that was really, I like that particular stanza especially. Okay, I've got one from from RJ. It's called The Healing. He's our big boss at the station. Confusion at first is barely visible, like beginning rain on the sidewalk. It accumulates at its own pace. Loneliness is a dark-haired woman calling a lost child. The sound is disturbing, oddly a comfort. Apathy is gray, cloudy, and in-between time that fills spaces like a cheap patch on foam rubber. Anger is a fierce-toothed thing, gnawing on bones from the inside out. Affection is necessary, like the air that filters sunlight. Music is the water that heals. No thing can stand before it. Let me sing to you. And that kind of reminds me of a good movie I saw last week. It's about Aretha Franklin. I'm sorry, I can't remember the title. But she was told that music would save her life, and indeed it did. So that reminds me. This poem of RJ's reminds me of Aretha Franklin's biography. Okay, does anyone want to jump in with another poem?
I have one
Okay.
short one, Linda, too. I think could finish the day.
Okay.
This is a poem by Margaret Suda. This is from her nice book. It's called Cry Love Aloud. And this poem is called This Day. This day is unlike all others. It will never come again. If it is pewter and silver with rain, value it. If it is a jewel of bright blue enamel and gold, cherish it. It is a gift. Wear it on your lapel. It is a new land. Adventure in it. Eager, expectant. It doesn't matter how you choose to honor it. Just remember each minute that this day is unlike all others. And thank you.
Thank you, Dobie.
Special
Okay.
day.
Alan, do you have one?
Little rhyme. The note says,
Anything.
when I was a child, my Uncle Les would spend hours trying to repair the shoes of family members. As hard as he tried, nothing ever seemed to stay put for more than a day. This is called why. Why? Why use a screw when a nail will do? Don't use a staple, but please try the glue when a sole tries to leave a well-worn shoe. Perhaps a quick stitch, and when you're through, pray that a wet day won't take its toll and coldly saturate the old worn sole, oozing right through the thin leather hole, soaking my sock. How can I extol the bad repair that was forced on me, when half the family could clearly see that even though you could fix for free, that this was cheap, not satisfactory, that one with sense will not confuse, sees the light and not misconstrues, that I've had enough and hope to choose a brand new pair of well-soled shoes.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you, Alan.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm going to take one here for Linda Wright. She's visiting her sister, and this poem is called My Sister's Farm. The long gravel road through acres land winds around lush farmland until its end. Gossiping crows bid strangers be as mocking jays sing amid tall pine trees. Soft breezes wave through filtered branches with welcoming arms. Fragrances of roses encompass this farm. Hummingbirds sneak amongst petals bright in search of sweet nectar whilst still in flight. Horses graze in lush pastures green, elegance in nature, galloping statuesque steeds. A long southern porch, like in days of old, conversation flowing, history told. Dear venture forth, be it dawn or dusk. Honeysuckle permeates the senses, its soft, sweet musk. Only seen in pictures or imagined dreams, but I've walked this gravel road, and oh, the glory I've seen. Thank you, Linda. What a wonderful tribute to your sister. And I believe this was written about the farm that the sister used to have, and she's now on a new one. Anybody have any announcement they want to make? We've got about 2 minutes left. Anybody want to jump in here real quick?
I just had. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, we've got about a minute and a half. Do you have something?
No, I was just going to read one more, but that's okay.
Well, yeah, you can if you can get it in a minute and a half.
I will.
Okay.
I'll do it real fast. Okay. It's
We'll
called
hold you to it.
A Holocaust Witness. While visiting the Holocaust Museum, it's neither the suffering nor the death nor the unimaginable lack of humanity that I can relive because I was not there. I became a part of the suffering when I witnessed the mountain of shoes piled as high as the naked bodies sharing a common grave. Shoes selected for a special occasion, a bar mitzvah, a wedding, a holiday abroad, a first day of school, a first dance, or perhaps simply selected for comfort. I saw those shoes and wept for the souls that left them behind, a shrine for the world to behold as they silently tell the story of the lives never completed.
Thank you. That's a very good poem to choose for our ending. And I want to thank Carol Castagna and Alan Hodgson and Emma Fikes Alberts and Dobie for being with us virtually. And we thank you for all the submissions of people that are keeping our trough full. Okay. I hope you've enjoyed today's show. And I thank you, Marie Labras, who is behind the computer screen making all of this happen and keeping things run smoothly. And a special thank you to our station manager, RJ Malloy, for giving us this wonderful opportunity to share our talents. Thanks for listening. Please send us submissions and have a great week.